Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Yikakadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Now this system is winding down the kingdom of Esau, the present heaven and the present earth is winding down to the point of passing away. Now you got the 2/3 Israelites from the house of Israel that the Lord commanded us to give them a warning. And this warning is a threat from the Lord telling them if they don't obey and comply with His demands and commands, that it will be a punishment. And let me get that in Second Ezra. Second Ezra's. I'm thinking verse 6, chapter 16. 16 and 11. It said, the Lord shall threaten. The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at His presence. You see, because this is going to be the punishment when these individuals are beaten in the powder. What's going to beat them in the powder? Verse 8, it says, the mighty Lord sendeth the plague, and who is he that can drive the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? Now these plagues is going to pretty much put these 2/3 Israelites to death, and they're going to go back to the dust where they returned, or where they came from. They're going to return to the dust from where they came from. And so let's get that in Ezekiel 3, 11 and 17. It says, and go get thee unto them of the captivity, unto the children of your people, and speak unto them, and tell them, thus says the Lord God, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning for me. Okay? Because he said, if you don't warn them, I'm gonna take their blood off from you. The blood gonna be on your hands, and I'm gonna require that blood from you. But if you warn them, then you will deliver yourself. And so this house of Israel is who we're warning and giving the threat from the Lord that if they don't obey, at the end of the day they will be beaten in the powder. Now let's go into some prophecies real quick that these Negroes can't get around. Let's see. Isaiah 66 and 17, it say, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, says the Lord. Now this is a prophecy. This prophecy cannot be changed, because this is what's gonna happen. And see, these 2/3 blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, they gonna realize that you had to follow that dietary law, because it's prophecies dealing with that dietary law. You can't get introduced into Christianity following the man of sin, and he gonna allow you to get around the prophecy. It's not gonna happen. Now when you go into 63, 62. 62 verse 6, it says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silent, and give him no rest, till he establish, and till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. So we supposed to be watching and warning these individuals that the Lord is going to punish your behind. He's going to beat you into powder. And he said he's the one sending the plagues, not no so-called devil or anything other than him. It's not the so-called white man at the end of the day. Let's get that in Psalm 17 and 13. It said, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is your sword. See, this so-called white man, he is the sword of the Lord against these wicked Israelites that want to be disobedient. Let's get into Ezekiel 21. Let's see. Start with verse 9. It says, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus says the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also firming. See, that sword is talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is firmest that it may glitter. See, this is another thing, that the sword that's Esau plus the weapons that he made. He made nuclear weapons. See, that's why I say on the thumbnail it says Putin got weapons 13 times 10. Let's go back. I mean, quote the wrong thing. 12 times is the 12 times stronger than the atomic bomb. Okay, and this is the sword that the Lord is furnishing and getting ready. It say, shall we make mirth? See, should we party and have fun and listen to rap music and do drugs and sleep with all the women and try to pimp them out? See, is this what we should be doing? Getting drunk every morning and day. See, it say, it contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. Say, verse 11, and he has given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished, to give it into the hand of the slayer. See, Esau is that slayer. That's what is in John? Where is it? Let's get that real quick. Am I thinking about the right one? Oh, yeah, John 44. It says, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh the lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. See, these Edomites is murderers. They are the slayers of the Israelites. Now, when you go into, let's see, talking about Esau being the sword. Let's see here. Um, let's peek at Ezekiel again. It says, in verse 11, the sword is sharpened and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. So it's uh, prepared pretty much for Esau to come down with his weapons on these 2/3. Okay, yeah, let me get pretty much Esau. Which one is it? Oh, let me get Jeremiah 8:3, because this is what the 2/3 is gonna choose. See, they choosing um to follow this man, and so he's deceiving them to believe that they making the right choice. Verse 3 is saying, and death shall be chosen rather than life by all the residue of them that remain of this evil family, which remain in all the places whether I have driven them, says the Lord of hosts. See, he drove us here on slave ships. That's Deuteronomy 28:68. See, he brought us over here in slave ships for hundreds of years. And so now the people believing what their slave master is telling them, and they choosing him over the Lord in life. And so this is why he's setting up Esau. Let's get that in 20. So he's setting up Esau against these 2/3. Oh, let me get that. Proverbs 16:4. It say, for the Lord have made all things for himself, yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. See, he made the so-called white men for the day of evil. See, that he can punish these 2/3 Negroes who want to follow him into the pit. Okay. Now we can go to Isaiah. And after he used Esau to destroy a lot of these 2/3, he gonna finish him off with that weapon. Let's get right to the point. In verse 5, it say, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. How is that sword gonna come down? Because it says my sword shall be bathed in heaven. That means it's gonna be in the sky. It shall come down upon Idumea. See, the nation of Edom that the Lord was using to punish the Israelites. It was using them as a sword. He's gonna use that one of their weapons to create a great slaughter. Verse 6, it says the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. See, let's get that real quick. Ezekiel 35, to show how Esau is this sword, and he represents death. But let's show you the sword first. He says, therefore, as I live, says the Lord God, I will prepare you unto blood, and blood shall pursue you. Since you have not hated blood, even blood shall pursue you. Okay, now, let's see here. Let's go back to Isaiah 34. Salakia. Okay, it says, the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. See, it is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Bozrah. See, the head place of the Edomites, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. See, this is the land where the Israelites were scattered, and they choosing death rather than life. They're choosing to listen to the slave master rather than listen to Yahweh Shah. Okay, now, um, that war is gonna be an amazing situation. Let me get verse 20, because we talking about that lake of fire also. The lake of fire, let's see here. It got the same situation. Verse 9, it say, and they went up on the breadth of the earth to pass the camp of the saints about in the beloved city, and fire came down. See, just like he say, my sword shall be bathed in heaven, and it shall come down upon Idumea. See, it says, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about in the beloved city, and fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. And that devil was cast into the lake of fire. Now that's just too clear right there. Now let's get into these plagues. These plagues that the Lord's gonna send, and what are these plagues he gonna send to these 2/3 Negro. Let's get Zechariah. Okay. Look, that go look, that go Armageddon. In verse 11, it says, in that day shall there be a great mourning in Jerusalem, as the mourning of Hadad Rehoboam in the battle of Megiddo. Okay, because this is where this war gonna pop off. Now 14. Okay, we got that. Okay, I want to get, shoot, let me get the plague, man. Salakia. Okay, let's get this plague. It's saying, this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand on their feet. Their eyes shall consume away in their holes. Their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. See, this is going to be the punishment. This nuclear fire that's going to come down from the sky and hit its target. And it's going to be greater, 12 times greater than any kind of nuclear, what is it? Atomic bomb. That's what I want. It's not gonna be like the atomic bomb. It's gonna be like the nuclear bomb. Okay. Revelation. We got to come down. Oh, let's get the plague out of Revelation. Revelation. Okay. This we want this. What was it? Revelation 16 and 19. Now we're gonna start with 20. 1 and work our way up. It say, and there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent, and men blasphemed God because of the plague of hail, for the plague thereof was exceedingly great. So it wasn't nothing like no what you call it, hail rain. This is something, it's a different thing that's hailing, because when you go back up, this plague is what's gonna cause Babylon. No, I ain't gonna say cause, but have influence over Babylon. That's the great city. Verse 19 is saying the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and Babylon came into the remembrance of God to give unheard of cup of wine of the fierceness of his waste. I mean wrath, Salakia. Fierceness of his wrath. And when those nukes drop, that's how the earth is gonna shake and quake, because those nukes gonna be hitting. Okay, let's see here. We got the plagues. Mm. Mm. Well, anyways, you got that nuclear weapon coming out of the sky. Oh, let's get to Isaiah, Salakia. Isaiah 54. It says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. See, that's the so-called white man. He created them to make these weapons, and that bringeth forth the instrument for his work, and I was created a waver to the country. Now did us no Salakia. All this heat in this car. Behold, he said he created the smith, and the smith is gonna create the weapon, which you can call it an instrument, and his instrument or weapon is gonna destroy, and it's gonna be the purpose of destroying. And verse 17 say, no weapon that is formed. So that first verse was describing a weapon that's gonna be formed by these Edomites, which is the sword of the Lord. And that's how that weapon is gonna come down upon these wicked Edomites and these 2/3 Israelites who's being disobedient. Okay. And they hate the truth. Proverbs 13:13. Whoso despises the word shall be destroyed, but he that fear the the commandments of the Most High, they gonna suffer the price, or they gonna suffer the reward. That whosoever heareth the word, be careful, because he that feareth the Lord, so like, because he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. And that word goes into the laws of God. You see, goes into the whole collection of scriptures. Now, I'm thinking it was another one. That's pretty much it. Now Peter might have one. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. Um, this is a good one. I want to find my part. Oh yeah, it's in 10. He say, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise." That's what when that weapon hit, it's gonna be boom. It's gonna make a major noise, a great noise, and the elements shall pass with fearful heat. Each day also across. Um, so this say the earth also and the works that there are in shall be burned up. So Peter gave the same description of what's gonna happen to these wicked Edomites and these uh, Israelites. That's pretty much confirming to what these people got going on, because they waxing worse and worse as the day go by. But I'm gonna leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. To see our kingdom is at hand. Oh, that's what I want to say. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves, scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.